Rehabilitation is a signature feature of ours because we are the first institute in the world to integrate rehabilitation of blind as an integral part of an eye institute. And we do comprehensive rehabilitation, not just with blindness, but also blindness with deafness, blindness with mental retardation, physical disabilities. So we're very proud of our rehabilitation team. And again, a global reach. In community eye health, we developed innovative models, cost-effective and effective, very comprehensive, touching everybody in the remotest rural areas who are completely neglected otherwise. And in product development, we develop products that are needed but not commercially available and very competitive, and we are expanding this through the Innovation Center for the future. So if you look at our model, it's a 5-tier pyramidal model, starting in the remote rural communities, focusing on a population unit of 5,000 people and working with volunteers. We call them vision guardians. These are people who could be health workers, a teacher, a postmaster, somebody educated in the rural community that works with us. And they then work with a primary eye care center located in the remote rural and tribal areas called Vision Center. This is idea is to replace eye camps and put a permanent commitment in the rural communities. Ongoing permanent care, we call them vision centers. This is a system of universal eye health, remote communities. There's no requirement for an ophthalmologist, high quality and part of a system. So here we provide glasses for those who require glasses, which constitute 50% of vision impairment problem in the world, recognition of disease, referrals and linkages, and rehabilitation. The best feature of this is we just require one well-trained technician in these centers. A kid who completed high school in the local rural community, trained for a year and put back in their own community. And they have a career path. The very first one, in fact, we always proudly say, who was trained about 17 years ago, completed his PhD from University of New South Wales last year. So that's the kind of system that we have for these vision centers in the remote rural areas. And at the next level, we have the rural eye centers. We call them service centers with an ophthalmologist and a team of 25 people. The one on the left is in a village called Mudhol in Adilabad district, very backward. When we started nearly 18 years ago, it was a village of 2,000 people. It's between Basar and Bainsa. And last year we saw 28,000 outpatients there and about 3,800 surgeries, 60% operated at no cost to the patient. And at the bottom is a gift from Navbharat Ventures in Palvancha and Khammam districts. Because they gifted it, they made it so beautiful. So here we provide all care. The idea is if you have a good team, well-trained team, good infrastructure, people don't have to come to big cities. In the rural areas with a team comprising of all these groups, a medical team, an eye care team approach, you can take care of 90% of the problem in relation to eye care. Since you are also Minister for Panchayat Raj, may I appeal to you, if you have good system of secondary and primary care in rural areas, 90% of the problems can be solved right there. On a macroeconomic scale would be an enormous saving for the community and the country. So that's what we try to do in the area of eye care. This is our network. Today, we now have 120 primary centers, 13 secondary centers covering 4 states, predominantly in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. We are now beginning to replicate this in the Orissa, state of Orissa. At the next level are our tertiary centers, where we provide basic tertiary care, begin to inculcate training and also impart training for different cadres of people at this level. And finally in Hyderabad, we have the Center of Excellence, where anything that's done anywhere in the world is taken care of, and we are into all kinds of different programs. We have made significant impact both nationally and internationally, and we are one of the 16 World Health Organization collaborating centers. In fact, for the information of the minister, we have been the only WHO collaborating center ever in the history of combined Andhra Pradesh and now Telangana. So that's something we are very proud of, and we are also one of the 3 global resource centers for the Global Blindness Prevention Program along with the World Health Organization. In some sense, through our collaborations and linkages, this is what LVPEI's network is globally. We are just about involved in every part of the world in some way or the other. And we also played a major role in policy and planning, both at the national and global levels. And all this was possible thanks to the diligence and dedication of 1,500 plus of our colleagues across our network, and a global network of alumni about whom we are very proud of, and overwhelming generosity of friends from all over the world who helped in the development and evolution. More recently, we got into the sphere of innovation in collaboration with MIT Media Lab and with support from the Scient Corporation and Dr. Mohan Reddy, for which we are very grateful. And the idea is to take this kind of high-end technology for early diagnosis and early treatment to prevent needless blindness and give those benefits to the most neglected people living in the farthest rural and tribal areas of our country and all the developing world. And what we are very proud of is the final product is we touched these women living in a tribal area. That's the kind of people we want to touch and provide comprehensive high quality care for rural populations like this. This is the native village in which I grew up. So that's the LV Prasad Eye Institute for all of you. Thank you all so much for joining us, and I hope you have a fantastic 1 week.